Everybody. Today what we're going to do is I'm going to walk you through how do you get started on Flipgrid. So what you want to do is go to flipgrid.com and then click on sign up today. And what you want to do is you want to use your school district issued an email. So if you're a Google school, click here. If you're a Microsoft district, click here. So I'm going to go ahead and click Google, and I'm going to go ahead and choose my professional account. And it just takes a second. And it's saying, hey, welcome to Flipgrid. Get started in 2 easy steps. Create a topic. Start the discussion by creating a topic for your students, community, or families. And then go ahead and share the code. So I'm going to create a topic. And then create your first topic, a few notes about creating topics. Set up your discussion, add your discussion question, and modify the settings to get the topic ready to share, and then add your students. So let's get started. So the title, I'm going to say this is back to school, because this would be great for social emotional learning, building classroom culture. I personally use it a ton in math, asking students to explain. So I'm going to say, welcome to our class. In a short 90-second video, introduce yourself to the class. List 3 things about yourself, 2 parts you are most excited about for, I teach 4th grade, so I'll say 4th grade, and 1 question you have. You could do this any different ways, okay? I'm going to keep it at 90 seconds, but look, I can make it as long as 10 minutes or as short as 15 seconds. And my closed captions, I can keep them in English. However, if I have a lot of Spanish-speaking students, wouldn't that be fantastic if I could go ahead and switch that? That would be pretty wonderful. Video moderation means that I have to approve the videos. I'm going to go ahead and keep that turned off. I can add all sorts of different elements to engage my students, whether it's a picture, I can record a video, maybe it's a YouTube video if YouTube is not blocked for you, on content you want to share. Maybe it's a News ELA article, wouldn't that be fantastic? Or a Kahoot question, lots of different things you can add. I want the students to join with their student email, and so that would be, for my school district, I would go ahead and type that, okay? And then what I want to do is I can click more options, and I don't need an attachment at this time. I can keep it active. And I like to turn this to selfies only. This means that they can put stickers everywhere. I find kids get a little carried away with that. And maybe I want to turn the view count off, and I'll keep my basic feedback. So I'm going to click Create Topic, and it says, okay, it's ready. Now look at all the different ways I can share it. I can share it through Classroom. I can share it through Teams. I can copy the embed code. And how many teachers now know about embed code because of embedding into Canvas? So look, there you go. You can send it out on Remind, or you can share it as a QR code. I'm going to go ahead and copy that link. And then I'm going to say all set. So if I wanted to add a picture here, I can, but it's not something that I necessarily have to. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to record a response. So I'm going to click Record a Response. I'll click that rectangle, and it's going to say, hey, can the computer have access to your microphone and camera? You definitely want to say allow. So go ahead and do that. And it says it's giving me some instructions. So I have 1 minute and 30 seconds to record my video, and I can just click anywhere. And what I can do is click on the camera here. Gives me a countdown. Hi everyone, my name is Mrs. Masseri and we're walking through today how to use Flipgrid in whether it's for back to school or math responses, literature circles, literally any question that you would pose in your classroom you can use for Flipgrid. Okay, so then I pause. Now it's pretty intuitive because it's going to walk you through. So I'm going to click next. Down. Hi everyone, my name is Mrs. Masseri and we're walking through today how to use Flipgrid in whether it's for back to school or math responses, literature circles, literally any question that you would pose in your classroom you can use for Flipgrid. So if I like Hi that, everyone, if I like that, I can click next. So I'm going to say, for the purposes of learning how to do this, I'm going to say I like it. Then it's going to say, hey, would you like to snap a selfie? So this is my camera button, right? And I can go ahead and I can snap a selfie, but I can also click on effects. So here is where I can add all sorts of different effects to it, filters. This is, you can pixelate it for those people that are shy. Like I know sometimes I hate being on camera. So if this is what I like, I can click next and it's uploading. And I would go ahead and encourage your students to ignore this because sometimes it gets, it is difficult for you to determine just from a list. So I usually ask my children to leave that alone. And then I'm going to click submit and I have that feedback that I did it correctly. So I'm going to click complete. So now you can see here's the prompt and here's my response. So what students would see is when they log in, they would go ahead and they'd see this prompt and they would record their own response. So it's really fantastic for distance learning because it's giving students an opportunity to share in class and students can comment on each other's posts. So it's one way to build community when everyone is isolated. There are so many robust features about this program. For example, mixtapes would be where you could take like the best of the best recordings and put them on a mixtape. So if you're old enough to think back to the 1980s and mixtapes, it's a pretty cool name for it. Or maybe you're like, gosh, this looks cool, but I don't have any ideas. You can click the Discovery tab and scroll down, and there are so many incredible ideas. Guess what? They're already made for you, right? And so you can just kind of go through and look at conversation starters. There's a whole section on back to school. You might see somebody you really like, so you can go ahead and do that. And here are all different topics that you can select from. So let's say, for example, looking at these partnerships, I could say, oh, you know what? I have an account to Epic. What if I click here? And then you can see different topics. So chrysanthemum, perfect. That's a great back to school story. And look, it's already done for you. And what you can do is you can go ahead and share it with your community of learners. So this is something that we'll be coming back to many times over the course of this year, but I highly encourage you, go ahead, go to flipgrid.com, sign up for a free account and give it a try. It is truly out of this world.